People who cheat in their speedruns are hilarious because they're terrible at hiding the fact that they cheated. These are the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. This speedrunner starts off spawning in a forest. They immediately walk to a tree and start mining it, and underneath it is a barrel, but it's empty. So they must have forgotten to fill it before they started the speedrun. They start hitting the mobs for food, but they aren't moving, and they're floating in midair. So the speedrunner definitely spawned them in prior with command blocks. After forgetting to fill their secret barrel, they resort to plan B and craft some tools. And then they find a wall that's suspiciously covered by stone. So they start mining it, but it's taking a lot of time. Wait, why are they walking away? And a new enchanted pickaxe literally falls from the sky. And it has a higher enchantment level than subscribers I have on YouTube. You've got to be kidding me. Needless to say, he mines a lot quicker now. The speedrunner finds a ruined nether portal that's only missing a few obsidian. And would you look at that, he finds obsidian in the chest. But it's not enough. Even cheating, this guy is terrible. With no shame left, the speedrunner just looks down at the ground. And when he looks back up, the nether portal is lit, even though it's not even complete. Not suspicious at all. They go to the nether but waste a ton of time trying to find a nether fortress. All of a sudden there's a cut to the speedrun, but it seems like nothing is different. They're still wasting a bunch of time. Wait a second, what? They just killed a strider and it dropped 32 blaze rods. Is that even possible? Clearly they don't need a nether fortress anymore, so they go back to the nether portal. But it's somehow not lit anymore. And I think they did this for a reason. They explore a little more and they find a bastion. But instead of trading with a piglin for ender pearls, they hit a button on the wall that uncovers a secret wall compartment. Inside of the chest is a stack of ender pearls. And this amazing loot is all thanks to the PP merchant. They go back to the original nether portal and somehow it's lit again. They return to the overworld and now they just need to find the stronghold. So naturally they craft eyes of ender, throw them, and follow its direction. Wait, why are they walking away? Instead, the speedrunner decides to craft a boat and they conveniently find a flowing stream of water. And it leads them directly to the stronghold. The speedrunner finds their way to the end portal pretty easily, considering every other path is blocked off by cobblestone. This has to be a joke. So they fill the portal and enter the end. And out of nowhere, they start flying, as if they're in creative mode, but their hotbar doesn't show any of that. So using creative mode and cropping a fake hotbar over their screen, they vanquish the dragon and beat the game. What incarnation did I just watch? This speedrunner starts off by locating a village. They take some beds, search the chests, and the loot looks pretty normal. Some armor, some bread, some emeralds, and after a while of exploring the village, they find a nearby cave, but something about it looks unusual. Anyways, they find a minecart with a sign next to it that reads roller coaster, and it brings them to the stronghold. Totally legit. Well, this is pretty cringe, but it can't get worse, right? Well, they start searching the stronghold for loot, and they find some armor, some golden apples, a black hole. Wait, what? This one was legit. This speedrunner must be Doctor Strange's cousin because it's pretty magical. They spawn in the middle of nowhere. See? Nothing. They turn around and when they look back again, there's suddenly a village. Hold on, I gotta clean my glasses. And they're suddenly level 41? How is this possible? So they go into the village and start searching the chests. And the loot looks pretty normal. Some oak saplings, some bread. Wait, why are they closing it? Oh, they're opening it again. What? In the blink of an eye, the chest suddenly is filled with iron tools, obsidian, and apples. This must be the newest feature. So they go into the next house and take a bed. Wait, what are they doing? And the beds somehow multiplied themselves. You know what? I work pretty hard on these videos. Maybe I'm just tired and this is all my imagination. So they mine some hay, they turn around, and okay, yeah, this guy's definitely cheating. Out of nowhere, a nether portal with flint and steel magically appear, but if I rewind the footage, there was nothing there. So they light their magical nether portal and enter the end. When in the nether, they look around and there's clearly nothing in front of them, until this nether fortress just spawns right in front of them. Also, there's conveniently a stack of netherrack suddenly on the ground. So they use the netherrack to build up to the nether fortress and start exploring it. Wait, why'd they stop? Well, they turn around and is that a blaze rod? They pick up the blaze rod and when they turn around, there's ender pearls on the ground. Okay, this speedrunner is really messing with my head now. They turn around again and oh look, the nether portal came back. It's nice to see the speedrun back to normal, but the nether portal brings them to the stronghold. You've got to be kidding me. So they craft eyes of ender, fill the portal, and enter the end. But when they get to the end, something isn't right. The dragon is nowhere to be found. Its health bar is gone, and there's suddenly a chat box notification that Herobrine left the game. And just like that, they beat the game. I have so many questions. Okay, before I click play on the speedrun, listen, I know it's fake, but this kid's microphone was so funny, there was just no way I couldn't include this in the video. The speedrunner falls down a hole with a chest at the end of it, and just listen to the reaction to what they find.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
All right,
right, that's enough of that. So yeah, the speedrunner finds some amazing loot in record time, and they also just happen to be right next to this conveniently placed end portal. They jump in the portal and... yeah, they're still screaming in their mic. But wait a second, did you see that? I'll go back and play it again. In a matter of literal milliseconds, there's a cut to the speedrun and the timer somehow jumped ahead by 24 minutes. Honestly, I'm pretty curious what happened during that time. The rest of the speedrun is pretty normal, you know? They die 1, 2 times, their timer resets to 0 seconds, and they find a chest with flint and steel in it, as if that's gonna help them. I mean, come on, buddy, you have 640 golden apples, and you've still managed to die twice. But hang on a second, is their Minecraft skin The Rock? This speedrun is causing me physical pain. The speedrunner manages to die again, and they suddenly jump cut 27 minutes later, but they still have not beat the dragon. But it's okay, because their friend ends up killing the dragon for them. And it wouldn't be a fake Minecraft speedrun if their timer didn't malfunction again for the 4th time. This speedrun is gonna haunt me in my dreams. This speedrun is, well, just wait. They get very lucky by finding a village. The speedrunner equips their shears and wait, what just happened? Did he just remove that villager's? Oh, that is nasty. This speedrun starts off by finding a ruined nether portal. They do get very lucky by finding exactly what they needed. 2 fire charges, 3 iron ingots, and 2 obsidian. Just enough to complete the portal and light it. They enter the nether and here's where things get wacky. We all know trees can spawn in the nether, but this speedrunner finds an oak tree? I just facepalmed. They break the tree and use their newfound wood to craft an iron pickaxe, but they waste a ton of time mining netherrack. Wait, what is he doing? I am absolutely flabbergasted. Well, they enter whatever this portal is called, and it brings them to the middle of nowhere. But they literally dig down a few blocks, and they're in the stronghold. Okay, so this is clearly fake, but it can't get worse, right? Well, they find a painting on the wall, which is impossible, because paintings don't spawn naturally. They right-click on the painting, and it opens a chest with a homing missile.
Friendly predator missile inbound.
That was intimidating, and I take back what I said. This one's legit. This speedrun starts off mostly normal, but hang on a second. Did you see that? I'll play it again. Yeah, this is Minecraft's first sighting of an unidentified flying object. Well, they carry on with their speedrun and break some trees for wood, but then they say this.
I think I'm lagging a little bit. I think I'm lagging. Oh, I think I'm lagging.
Yeah, I guess lag is the only thing that'll explain what just happened. So they take their newly found 31 oak logs and make a crafting table and some tools, and mentally prepare yourself because I think their computer is gonna start lagging again. They break this bush, immediately look up, and literally 1 freeze frame later, and there's diamonds. Ah yes, the dead bush, Minecraft's newest speedrun strategy. In a record time of 40 seconds, this speedrunner gets full diamond armor, and then they start attacking this innocent squid. Well, if I pause the video here, you can clearly see what looks like particle effects in the sky, and then you can barely hear the speedrunner whispering to someone saying this.
Drop steak in the water.
Wow, that sure was lucky. Who knew squid dropped 14 cooked steak? So the speedrunner approaches a cave and they find iron blocks, which were clearly spawned here in creative mode. But they're so bad at cheating, they quickly realize they can't even mine iron blocks with a wooden pickaxe.
You need a stone pickaxe to mine iron blocks? Oh my.
The speedrun not only became night in a split second, but it also looks like the speedrunner magically shaved off a minute from their time. They find a water bucket lying around conveniently next to a lava pool, but if you ask me, I've never seen a naturally occurring lava pool like this. They proceed to show off their extreme speedrun portal building skills.
No! My lava!
Well, after self-sabotaging their only chance at going to the nether, the speedrun suddenly cuts to them being in the ocean. And luckily, they do find an underwater ruined nether portal. But after failing to mine the stone and quickly running out of air, the stone blocking their way completely disappears from thin air. Their computer's probably just lagging again. Then the speedrunner enters the nether and says this.
Guys, I think I'm lagging a little bit.
But as he says that, the speedrunner shamelessly types in a /locate command, reveals he's playing on a server by accidentally pressing tab, and teleports himself to a fortress. And this next part is my favorite.
Ah, I'm gonna die.
Dude, that perfectly cut scream gets me every time. After the speedrunner escapes like 1,000 near-death experiences, they turn around, break the blocks in front of them, and they conveniently find a blaze. What is it doing hiding there? Yeah, somehow the speedrunner negotiated a peace treaty with the blaze and got the rods without actually killing it. Shortly after, they find a piglin, but they throw diamonds at them and say this.
These are worth more than gold.
And they get ender pearls from the trade. Dream, take notes, buddy. The speedrunner returns to the overworld, approaches this very very inconspicuous Enderman and says this.
Here, take some Eye of Enders and lead me to the stronghold.
So the speedrunner follows the Enderman, and at the end of the pilgrimage, they must have gone so fast that they went back in time, because their timer says 10 seconds. What in tarnation? They dig straight down right into the stronghold portal room, but wait a second, where did the end portal frame go?
Was this you, Enderman? Fix it right now or I'll kill your entire family.
Okay, well, after the speedrunner threatens the Enderman, it fixes the end portal and they enter the end. And believe it or not, the speedrunner proceeds to have the most scuffed conversation ever with the Ender Dragon.
I'm destroying my end crystals.
Huh? You can talk?
Yes, I could. What else?
Come down here, Dragon, come down here. Oh, Dragon, just stay back, stay back, stay back. Hey, Ender Dragon, let me win or I'll kill you.
Alright, fine, whatever. Go with.
Well, that was easy. He's a world record.
Okay, honestly, if there was such a thing as Minecraft pacifist speedrun, this guy would be #1. This speedrunner spawns in a village and finds an iron golem. They run through a savanna biome, fight a ravager, then vanquish the Ender Dragon. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This speedrun is pretty special because we were lucky enough to get subtitles. Yeah, this is gonna be hilarious. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, they're literally in creative mode. They changed their game mode back to survival, and they do say sorry, so I'm willing to give them a fresh start. The speedrunner breaks the wood blocks, and wait, this doesn't look like a block. Oh yeah, of course, it's the Woodman. The speedrunner gets very lucky with the amount of wood they get, and it's all thanks to this very new and very legitimate mob. What have I gotten myself into? The speedrunner crafts some tools, and then they start mining stone. But after a very suspicious cut and the haste icon appearing, I'm beginning to think a wooden pickaxe is not actually this fast. But hey, I mean, they're making great time. After crafting new tools, they test out their stone sword on this seemingly regular pig, and everything looks normal, but literally one freeze frame later, and suddenly the drops multiply to 64 cooked pork chops. I'll tell you, buddy, these are dream level odds. The speedrunner says, okay guys, so I can't find a lava pool to go to the nether, but I have a solution. I'm actually scared. Ayo God, can you spawn a nether portal for me? Okay, I'm sorry, but if he really thinks that God is just gonna descend from the heavens and... What? Alright, I stand corrected. So they enter their heavenly portal and enter the nether, and after spending like 5 seconds trying to find a fortress, the speedrunner announces that they just can't. But when they turn around, they find the Netherman. This must be another one of those new Minecraft mobs. So the speedrunner proceeds to follow the Netherman, and what do you know? He's brought directly to the nether. How convenient. Goodbye, Netherman. The speedrunner kills some blazes, gets 8 blaze rods, and returns to their nether portal. Once they return to the overworld, the speedrunner claims there is a 1 in a trillion chance you could find buried treasure with ender pearls in it. You learn something new every day. So they start digging into the sand, and you can guess what's about to happen. Totally legit. So the speedrunner crafts Eyes of Ender, throws one, and travels in that direction. But after a while of traveling, they start to get frustrated. So the speedrunner asks, is there anyone that can help me? And after a while of just pure silence, they find God, literally. And just like the stories in the Bible, God goes into creative mode and makes the end portal. The speedrunner enters the end, and they fight in a grubby battle against this Walmart Great Value Ender Dragon. This really was a blessed speedrun. This next speedrun is Danny DeVito eating a dozen eggs? Oh, sorry, but speaking of Danny DeVito, please subscribe so we can pass him in followers. It's my life's dream. Listen, before I click play on the speedrun, I know it's fake. Their hotbar is on the second slot when they spawn, there's experience orbs on the ground, and there's what appears to be another player's floating name tag in this house. But this speedrun had some of the worst acting I've ever seen. It's just so funny that I had to show it. The speedrunner proceeds to show off their sheer skill and raw talent when they enter a library and can't figure out how to get out.
Wait, no, how do I get out? Quick, no, I gotta go out this way.
These are the actions of only the top 1% of gamers. After wasting an appropriate amount of time, the speedrunner throws us in for a loop when he enters a villager house and conveniently finds 19 totems of undying, which is perfect because he's so bad he's gonna need every single one. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot wrong here. But believe it or not, this guy actually has Minecraft speedrunning down to a science. Just listen to his deductive reasoning here.
This one gave 2 swords, but they're both the same, so it doesn't matter.
A true scholar. Anyways, the speedrunner explores the village and goes after some of the pigs for food. But watch what happens when he kills the first pig.
This one looks like it'll taste good. Okay. Oh!
If I play that clip again in slow motion, you can see a stack of golden apples gracefully descend from the heavens. And my first suspect is the completely inconspicuous name tag from earlier. As if that wasn't already embarrassing enough, the speedrunner pulls a double whammy immediately afterwards. Tell me if you notice it. Another day, another UFO sighting in Minecraft speedruns. Logically, the speedrunner's next step is to build a nether portal, and the way they sing the dream speedrun music in an attempt to distract the speedrun moderators is absolutely hilarious. Yep, nothing unusual here. So the speedrunner built their portal and enters the nether. But these next sequence of events are more chaotic than an M. Night Shyamalan movie twist.
There's like 3 other people in this game.
Mob spawners are appearing out of thin air, and is that a floating potato? This is what peak speedrun performance looks like. After this series of goofy events, the speedrunner proceeds to show us their innate acting skills too.
Wow, they dropped ender pearls already. The thing is, I only got 2 blaze rods. Oh, wow, we found a couple more blaze rods.
This kid's going places, all right. While the speedrunner makes their way back to the overworld, they start singing the dream music again, which can only mean one thing.
OMG, guys! It's Invisible Hero Brian! We're on pace for a new world record!
Well, that all happened very quickly. Despite the fact that the speedrunner is now in the end and cheating, they are so bad they didn't even bring a pickaxe with them. But the way this speedrunner solves his dilemma is my favorite part.
I'm gonna mine this block and it's gonna drop a pickaxe! Okay!
Yeah, the speedrunner really just magically teleported above the ground. And now they're ready to finally beat the Ender Dragon and get that sweet, sweet world record. But instead, they waste tons of time. And I just noticed now, are they playing on a public Minecraft server? This is so cursed. I can absolutely guarantee you will not guess what happens next. Here are your options. They die by accident, they get the world record, or they find a banana. Instead of me telling you, just watch. Johnny, roll the clip.
Oh, what's the... It's here! It's the Banana Man! He's coming to give me... Wow! Whatever he's gonna give me!
Okay, yeah, this is hilarious and all, but did you see what just happened? While I was distracted laughing at how goofy the speedrunner was, the end completely changed in the matter of a single frame.
See you on speedrun.com!
This guy's definitely gonna be a future actor. I'm gonna apologize in advance for the speedrunner because he has a lot of energy.
Alright, boys, we're about to start a new speedrun.
I give it an A for enthusiasm, but I'm actually really concerned that they drank like 50 cups of coffee prior to recording this, because they talk way too much.
Type vibes, you know?
Yeah, they spawned right in a village while it's nighttime. The chances of this happening are literally impossible. But you know what? Maybe it's all just a coincidence. Maybe this speedrun is legit. Okay, so it's possible there's some foul play at hand here. He goes door to door robbing these villagers while they're sleeping, and he found full netherite armor. You can imagine how much more energy this doofus has after all this amazing loot.
Oh my god, more diamonds!
So yeah, not even a minute into the speedrun, and this guy is already richer than a post-scam Logan Paul. It's easy to identify that this speedrun has a pretty clear structure to it. Find loot and freak out.
Oh my god, 3 totals in a shield!
And just like a ride at Disney, it gets better every single time.
This is the rarest one. Oh my god!
All things aside though, can we talk real quick about how there's 5 iron golems outside of a floating house? It's not the only strange thing about this Minecraft seed. The speedrunner finds something that's just a little out of the ordinary. Johnny, roll the clip.
I gotta go mining just so I can get into the sun. Oh my god, no way!
The speedrunner gets very lucky finding the legendary cave end portal. And would you look at that? They have exactly 1 Eye of Ender to finish the portal. How convenient. The speedrunner enters the end with about as much enthusiasm as I'd have if I hit 1 million subscribers.
No way!
Just click the subscribe button, it's not that difficult. This speedrunner's duel with the Ender Dragon is both hilarious and ridiculous, because instead of just hitting it with a weapon like a normal human being, they decide to just sloppily place an entire stack of TNT where it perches, ignite it, and pray that it works. What happens next is quite possibly the funniest moment in fake Minecraft speedrun history.
I'm gonna kill it! I gotta kill it, please! Please! No way, world record! Oh no! Oh my god, no! Okay, it's fine, guys! It's fine! No! Ah!
Yeah, it ends just like that. The only world record this guy got was the Goofiest Goober Award. This speedrunner explores the overworld, then places 1, 2, 3 wither skulls on the— Wait a second, what's going on here?
Oh my goodness, he can't. No, it's impossible. What the wither? Get him. Oh my goodness.
That boss? That boss was so easy. That was a piece of cake.
Let's just move to the next speedrun. This speedrunner starts off in the air, then they approach a Wish.com recreation of a tree, and when they break it, inside is a bunch of items. Planks, sticks, and apples. Buddy, who are you trying to fool here? So they make a crafting table and craft some tools. A pickaxe, an axe, a shovel, and wait, what was that? You can hear the sound of someone breaking blocks. Well, they walk towards the sounds, and there's a gigantic hole. The speedrunner jumps down this suspicious ditch, and they fall directly into an ancient city. What in tarnation? They try to make a stone pickaxe using tough blocks, but it doesn't work. And all of a sudden, cobblestone just appears out of thin air. Okay. They craft a stone pickaxe and mine a ton of iron ore. But how are they gonna smelt that iron ore? Well, more cobblestone is just pooped from the sky. So they craft a furnace, make an iron pickaxe, and then they conveniently find diamonds. They leave the ancient city, and on their way out, they walk right past a warden, and it just stands there. The speedrunner runs through a lush cave, places their furnace, and they waste a ton of time smelting their 4 stacks of iron. But it's okay, because their portal just starts making itself. The speedrunner suspiciously walks to a specific area of the cave, but keep a close eye on their experience levels. There's an extremely subtle cut, and they walk back to their magical nether portal, and out of nowhere, the speedrunner suddenly has flint in their inventory. They craft flint and steel, light the portal, and enter the nether. And sometimes in the nether, pro speedrunners will utilize a strategy called render distance manipulation. This speedrunner tries to do that, but instead, they just start changing all of their Minecraft settings. Yeah, I don't think turning clouds on and off is gonna do anything for you, buddy. So he explores the nether, and wait, why is he walking off that cliff? What? Yeah, I kid you not, the path he's walking on is literally building itself. Well, he follows his yellow brick road, and after a while it leads him right to a bastion. The speedrunner actually finds some really good loot in the bastion, like blocks of gold and golden apples. But I have a feeling the piglins here are paid actors, because the speedrunner throws iron ingots at them, and they get 13 ender pearls. Maybe changing the cloud settings did do something. They make their way out of the bastion and back to their magical pathway, heading back to the nether portal. And once the speedrunner is in the overworld, they start using questionable methods to locate the stronghold. They start placing random blocks and signs with numbers on them. This guy's a real rocket scientist. But he presses F3, lines his crosshairs up with a very specific angle, and throws an ender pearl. And as soon as he lands, he just starts digging straight down, violating the #1 rule in Minecraft. But someone's gonna have to explain to me what he did, because somehow it worked. Yeah, he dug straight into a stronghold. And on top of that, the end portal only needs 2 more eyes of ender. But wait a second, when did the speedrunner get this blaze rod? He makes blaze powder and crafts an eye of ender, completes the portal, and enters the end. And so far, maybe the speedrunner could have gotten away with cheating, but when they're in the end, they walk to the edge of the island and they find Iron Man? This one was legit. This speedrunner spawns in the middle of nowhere and runs around for a bit. But wait a second, the speedrunner only has 4 hearts and no hunger bar? What in tarnation? As they explore the world, they locate a village. The speedrunner rummages through the houses and finds some decent loot. An iron pickaxe, an iron sword, 3 obsidian. They continue exploring, and on their journey, they kill some pigs for food. But the pigs are getting thrown super high. Something's funny, and it's not my low subscriber count. After spending a few minutes punching pigs into the sky, the speedrunner conveniently finds a ruined nether portal, and they have just enough obsidian to complete it. Coincidence? I think not. But there's just one problem. They don't have flint and steel. Well, they somehow managed to jump onto the top of the nether portal, and on top of it is flint and steel. Thanks, Mojang. So they light the portal, enter the nether, and everything seems normal. Until I started listening to the audio for the speedrun, I noticed that every time the player jumps, he sounds like Mario? Nah, that can't be possible. So they waste a ton of time in the nether until they walk into a dead end. And watch what happens to see if you can spot what's wrong. The speedrunner very subtly made a cut to the speedrun, and after the cut, they travel directly to a bastion. In your dreams, buddy. They find some gold blocks, mine them, and turn them into ingots. Then they find a piglin conveniently trapped behind a wall. But instead of trading with it, they look up, break the block above them, and they get 3 ender pearls. Then they give their gold to the piglin. I don't think the speedrunner understands how trading works in Minecraft. After their completely legitimate means of trading, they continue exploring the nether until they reach a lava lake. Now, I was expecting them to, I don't know, bridge across it, but instead, yeah, somehow they just bounce their way across the nether. They eventually find a nether fortress and punch their way through some blazes, getting 3 blaze rods. And once again, they get right back to bouncing on the lava. But wait a second, is that a nether portal? Did the frame to this portal just grow legs and walk away? So he enters his bootleg nether portal and returns to the overworld. The speedrunner crafts Eyes of Ender, throws one, and goes in that direction. And on their way to finding the stronghold, they instead find a water slide?
and it leads them directly to the stronghold. What in tarnation? So they find the portal and it has 2 eyes missing. Must be a lucky coincidence. So they fill the portal and wait, why are they going to third person? Is that Mario?
Here we go!
This baloney head just got the new Minecraft speedrun world record, playing as Mario.
This speedrunner starts off by finding a village. They get frostwalker boots and test them out on the water. Then they mine some coal, harvest pumpkins, and walk on lava. Wait, this is the wrong footage.
This is the luckiest speedrun I've ever seen. They start off right outside of a desert temple. The speedrunner breaks this tree, and this must be a new 1.19 feature, because under this tree is buried a treasure chest. They find 64 oak logs, and the speedrunner says this.
Yo, I think this is like 1 in a billion chance.
So they enter the desert temple from the top of it, but while they're breaking the block, they have even more to say.
Seems like it's looted.
Yeah, it was definitely looted, buddy. We know you removed this pressure plate. They jump to the bottom and find stupid lucky items. Netherite armor, a diamond pickaxe, and 64 notch apples. The speedrunner breaks through the TNT, and they find diamond blocks. But it gets worse. Beneath the diamond blocks is the end portal. What in tarnation? Well, despite this speedrunner's miraculous luck, they waste a ton of time digging back up to the surface. Right outside of the desert temple is a ruined nether portal, and the loot inside of the chest is questionable. A netherite hoe? Okay. But they do get obsidian, a fire charge, and more notch apples. As if 64 weren't enough already. So they fill in the nether portal, but again, they waste a ton of time trying to find iron and flint. So the speedrunner searches the temple again, and after a few minutes, they finally realize they can use the fire charge to light the nether portal. This is painful to watch. So they light the nether portal and enter the nether. And you know, it looks pretty normal. There's some netherrack, some trees, a chest that says do not take, but we don't have to worry. This speedrunner's a good guy. He's not gonna cheat. And he opened the chest. Also, there's ancient debris right in front of them, but they're so good they don't even need it. So the speedrun returns to the overworld, and again, they go back to their desert temple, diamond shrine, end portal bonanza. Fill the portal with eyes and enter the end. But wait a second, something's wrong, and I'll just let the speedrunner tell you.
Where's the Ender Dragon?
Out of nowhere, someone starts typing in chat saying, I already killed the Ender Dragon. You will have to face me.
向かってくるのか。
The speedrunner fights in a grueling battle against this Alibaba.com Ender Dragon, but halfway through, the Ender Dragon sets their game mode to survival. This is painful to watch.
Let's go! Dead, man, you're dead. You're actually dead.
And just like that, this speedrunner secured the world record 100% legitimately.
Subscribe and like.
Hey, you heard the speedrunner, subscribe. This speedrun starts off normal as usual, but that resource pack is just unpleasant to look at. The speedrunner jumps in the water, then mines a tree. Then they walk over to this strange emerald structure. And inside, wait, what's that floating in there? It's a pig. And did that pig just vomit netherite blocks? And a diamond pickaxe? Okay, that's gotta be the luckiest pig I've ever seen. So they make a crafting table and use it to make diamonds and sticks. Even though they could have crafted that without the table. I don't think they know how to play Minecraft. Then the speedrunner finds a mysterious netherite emerald tree and a ruined nether portal. So they waste a ton of time mining this emerald tree, and they find a chest underneath it that has a free weapon upgrade inside. This guy's luck just keeps getting better and better. And inside the portal chest is a ton of obsidian and flint and steel. How convenient. So they finish the portal, light it, and enter the nether. But when they get to the nether, you can clearly see a floating potion bottle, and then the sound of someone drinking a potion. This must be the newest feature. Then they enter a conveniently mined tunnel and mine a bunch of gold blocks inside. And at the end of the tunnel is what appears to be floating particle effects. So this is definitely his friend with an invisibility potion. I guess he needs to wait for his friend's potion to wear off, so he just starts randomly mining blocks, and when he comes back, oh my gosh, this resource pack is cursed. I think that's supposed to be a piglin. The piglin starts pooping out ender pearls and blaze powder, even though the speedrunner never dropped his gold ingots. Totally legit. So they return to the overworld, but you can clearly see a floating bucket of milk. Not conspicuous at all. After running around for a while, wasting a ton of time, this random cow starts floating and poops out full netherite armor and end portal frames. And you can see the cow holding a potion. These guys are terrible at hiding the fact that they're cheating. After the magical cow ascends to the heavens, the speedrunner tries to make the end portal, and it's painful to watch. They try to make a second one, and they mess that up too. Third time's a charm though, right? Nope. On their fourth attempt, they miraculously build it correctly, and they enter the end. When they get to the nether, everything seems seems normal, except for when this floating farmer appears. And he seems pretty innocent. I mean, it's just a villager. Oh my goodness, that farmer is armed with a weapon! The villager proceeds to attack the Ender Dragon, beats it in one shot, and just like that, this speedrunner secured his place as the world record holder. This speedrunner starts off by finding a village, mining a tree, and then he crafts a house. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This speedrun has a timer, so we know it's legit. We'll just ignore the fact that there's a command block on the ground, they just set their game mode to survival, and they're level 21,000. Totally legit. The speedrunner immediately finds a suspicious looking hole with water at the bottom of it. And just like that, they found the stronghold. Before he walks through the door, you can see a pressure plate on the ground, and it gave him strength. So he clearly spawned this in creative mode. They open the chest, and there's golden apples, eyes of ender, and netherite armor. You know, just the usual Minecraft loot. And they waste like 30 seconds organizing the loot into their hotbar. I don't think they know how to speedrun Minecraft. And oh look, 2 more pressure plates. I wonder what those will do. Yeah, so he has a few more lives than a cat now. The speedrunner got pretty lucky finding those 60 eyes of ender in a chest, but he doesn't even need them because the end portal is already lit. You've got to be kidding me. So they enter the end, and the speedrunner proceeds to show off his sharpshooter skills by sniping the ender dragon with his bow and missing every single shot. Even cheating, this guy is terrible. After missing 50 shots, the dragon perches and the speedrunner vanquishes her in record time, beating the game in just under 3 minutes. This speedrun looks normal, but it's not. They spawn in, find a village, and get some hay. Then the speedrunner starts punching this tree. And there's a very unusual series of cuts, where in a matter of seconds, we go from the tree to the inventory to a crafting table. Nothing seems different, but just wait. This is their cheating warm-up. As they approach an iron golem, it sounds like they're doing breathing exercises to physically prepare for the battle. The only problem here is that they built 2 blocks up, not 3, so the golem can still hit them. But just watch. Totally legit. So they make some food, an iron pickaxe, and a bucket. But hang on a second, did you catch that? When they make their iron pickaxe, they use up all of their iron. And after a very subtle cut, they suddenly have 4 iron ingots out of thin air. Either this guy is a magician or he's the worst cheater in the world. But I honestly don't know. He could be a magician. Watch this.
According to my calculations, if I mine down from this spot, I will fall into gravel. Oh, and would you look at that?
I'm assuming this was the same luck that Dream had in his speedruns too. The speedrunner crafts flint and steel and begins looting the villager houses. And again, did you see what just happened? If I replay the last few seconds in slow motion, there is another sly cut from this goofy goober. And this guy's middle name must be creative mode because you can just barely see that they changed their game mode. Again. Well, inside this chest is nothing spectacular, just a hunk of emeralds. Which begs the question, why did they go in creative mode? Well, these next few moments are the goofiest speedrun strats of all time.
Alright, let's see what this guy has to trade.
This guy's username is Slinky, but he should honestly consider changing it to Stinky. You saw it here first, the world's first 1 in a million villager trade. And with their newly found diamonds, they craft full diamond armor and tools. As if this speedrun wasn't already bad enough, you are about to witness the worst acting of all time.
Oh no, we're falling down a hole! Wait, what's this?
The speedrunner fell into a huge cave filled with literally every resource needed to make a nether portal. So naturally, they attempt to make a portal, emphasis on attempt.
Oh, come on!
And I kid you not, they actually wasted time on the clock watching a nether portal tutorial. This is just so embarrassing. After lots of practice though, of course, the speedrunner successfully builds a nether port. Wait a second. I would literally rather have explosive diarrhea than continue to watch this horrible speedrun. Whether we like it or not, the speedrunner is in the nether now, and I think they're gonna try and channel some of that dream luck from earlier. Because they start to mine into a random wall of netherrack, and watch what happens.
At least oh my goodness, guys, we just found the nether fortress.
What in tarnation. So the speedrunner explores the nether fortress and finds a blaze spawner. After waiting a very long time for the blaze to spawn, I guess they just couldn't wait any longer, as the speedrun is cut and they receive a special delivery of a whopping 64 blaze rods. Santa came early this year. What a miracle. And if you were to ask me if the speedrun gets worse, just watch this next cut. They're in a totally different area and they suddenly have 23 gold ingots. So the speedrunner throws the gold at the piglins to trade and they get exactly 16 ender pearls. For each trade, there is a 2.18% chance of getting 2 to 4 ender pearls. To get 16 pearls from 4 gold ingots, this guy must be the luckiest man on earth. Or his name is Drew.
Let's go back to the nether portal now. I gotta be honest, I couldn't actually find the nether portal, so I just made this one.
Whenever you feel like you've hit a low in life, just remember this speedrun exists. Now that the speedrunner's back in the overworld, they craft Eyes of Ender and attempt locating the stronghold. They dig straight down into the stronghold, finding the portal room, filling the frame, and entering the end. When in the end, the speedrunner displays their extreme agility and skill by doing this Ender Pearl clutch.
Damn it.
They break the end crystals, and once again, the speedrunner shows off their skills and raw talent by doing a water bucket clutch.
Alright guys.
With all of the end crystals destroyed and only 10 seconds left of the speedrun video, let's guess how the speedrun is going to end. Will the speedrunner propose to the Ender Dragon, throw a meatball at Minecraft Steve, or legally change his name to Gooby?
Alright, just like that, guys, we have killed the Ender Dragon.
Well, that was definitely the most speedrun of all time. This speedrunner spawns in a jungle biome, then they use their elytra to fly. Afterwards, they beat an illager raid and ride a minecart to the stronghold. Then, the speedrunner climbs on the wall and shoots a bunch of arrows. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This speedrun actually made me really hungry. Just watch and you'll see. They spawn on what appears to be the roof of a villager house. Correction, a weaponsmith house. But, for some reason, this block is just missing. This must be a chunk error. So the speedrunner enters the weaponsmith house and opens this chest. It wasn't a chunk error. If I had a penny for every time I've had to watch a speedrunner get full netherite armor, I'd have enough pennies to give to every single one of my subscribers. Also, I just have to point out, listen to what the speedrunner calls the Totem of Undying.
Oh, netherite armor and whatever that is, that weird looking ogre thing.
From here on out, I will only refer to totems as weird looking ogre things. The speedrunner equips their newly found armor, but watch closely and see if you notice what happens here. Yeah, there is a very subtle cut to the speedrun, which is made evident by the fact that their timer malfunctioned back to 0 seconds. Either there's a new update that allows hay to grow, or this guy's a big stinky cheater, because the hay in front of him has seemingly multiplied. So the speedrunner collects this hay, then they follow the path leaving the village. Wait, why are they staring at this wall? Yet another cut in the speedrun, and come on, man, did you think I wouldn't notice you changed the hay to golden apples? If you're wondering if this gets worse, spoiler alert, it does. They turn around and there's an unusually tall nether portal that just poofed itself into existence. I guess staring at walls is the best and newest speedrun strategy now. The speedrunner steps into their portal, making great time, and enters the nether. This is not the nether. Was there a new update I didn't hear about? We should honestly start a GoFundMe page for the speedrunner, because I think their computer is just broken. Their timer doesn't work, their nether portal malfunctioned. What next? The speedrunner jumps down this hole, and luckily they do find a working nether portal, depending on your definition of working. So they enter their bootleg nether, and it's got everything the real nether would have. Blaze, lava, a magical frog wizard. Yeah, you're probably wondering how they get 65 blaze rods. Mikey, roll the clip.
If you look into the lava, everything just quadruples. Right, has it worked? It's worked! Yes, the frog has spawned! The mighty frog!
After the speedrunner gets their blaze rods from the miraculous toad, you can probably notice their nether portal is just suddenly working again. So they enter it, and before I show you this next part, where do you think it's gonna take them? Just take a wild guess. The nether, the overworld, McDonald's. Oh man, how did this speedrunner know I love McDonald's? Yeah, I get a Big Mac with large fries and a chocolate milk. Okay, sorry, back to the speedrun. They get Eyes of Ender, portal frames, and a beef patty from the villager, I mean McDonald's employee, and the speedrunner tries to build an end portal. Emphasis on tries. They try building their portal again, successfully entering the end. And the rest of the speedrun is pretty standard stuff, you know? They go into creative mode, their timer malfunctions for the 50th time, and they beat the game in a whopping 3.82 seconds. Now that that's over, I'm gonna go get some McDonald's. This speedrun, I have so many questions. They immediately go underground to mine for diamonds, and what do you know, they find diamonds. But they discover an unusual bedrock chasm in front of them. So the speedrunner explores this area, finding a mysterious hole leading to the void. Is that the void or a block? They jump into the hole, and Minecraft is looking a little different here. Is this a new update to the game, or am I missing something? I've clearly missed some big updates to the game. This speedrunner starts off mid-jump, and are speedrunners allowed to use resource packs? The speedrunner enters a village house that shouldn't have a chest in it, but it does. And take a look at what they find.
Is that the legendary stick of Jesus? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, did he just say the stick of Jesus? Get ready to witness a miracle.
Okay. Okay, yes, it always gives you 5 iron.
Yeah, they cut their recordings, so we're just gonna have to trust that they actually did get 5 iron ingots from that golem. As if this speedrunner wasn't already suspicious enough, listen to how conspicuous this goofball sounds.
I just need a crafting table. I'm gonna check in here. Oh my god, there's a crafting table. It's almost like I put that in there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to cut that out of the recording.
This guy sounds so guilty. There is no way this was submitted to speedrun.com. So yeah, they found a crafting table, made a bucket, and watch what happens when they attempt to make a nether portal.
Okay, guys, don't.
This goober is such a bad liar. He makes those $10 billion inheritance emails look real.
Now I need a flint. Okay, guys, I got a flint and steel.
Bruh. I guess he has flint and steel now, so he lights the portal and enters the nether.
Alright. I'm in the nether. Now we just gotta go.
Go where? How is this the nether?
We can't. Oh, come on.
Where are you?
Okay, we don't have too long to do this.
Do what? Where is Minecraft?
I have to do this as fast as possible.
Do what as fast as possible?
Do I live under a rock and miss some big new Minecraft update?
Okay, if we do this next level, it should give me enough stuff to actually get to the end.
Okay, now wait a second.
What?
Please? Oh my god, no way. It worked. I have 127 totems.
Can someone confirm the legitimacy of the speedrun, please?
This should be where I can go down to get to the end. Please? Is this right? Oh my god. God says good luck. I guess he misspelled it or something though.
I'm sorry, but do you really expect me to believe that God would misspell the word luck? This guy is such a fraud.
Well, I don't have blaze rods, but this ore seems kind of cool. What if oh my god, it worked. It gave me blaze rods and pearls.
What? From golden ore. So they make eyes of Ender, fill the portal, and enter the end.
I got rid of crystals, have fun. Your dad. P.S. They're out of milk.
Oh my holy cannoli.
No! Okay, I will do this for my dad.
You can do it!
He went to the store to buy milk and he hasn't returned for 30 years. I need to do this to make him return. Oh my god. I gotta go get the dragon. Yes! Let's go!
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about!
Doomsday crisis diverted.
Wait, where's my dad?
So how about that new nether update, huh? Look, you probably won't believe me, but this next speedrun is so cursed. Just take a look at how it starts. Are speedruns supposed to have intros? On top of that, we were fortunate enough to get some live commentary from the speedrunner.
So today we will be speedrunning. Let's go.
Oh, this is gonna be so goofy. They spawn right outside of a desert pyramid, and on the inside, things look a little unusual. A whole village of torches. And I'm pretty sure this block is supposed to be blue. That's not all what's wrong here. Roll the clip.
Break. Oh my god, there's water down here, holy shit.
Okay, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist to conclude that this speedrunner is clearly cheating. But the main reason I included this in my video is because of how funny this guy's commentary is.
I have to get the TNT, so wait. Oh my god, it's another room.
Ah yes, this must be the hidden treasure room. Just like that, they beat the game. Nah, I'm kidding. Their end portal doesn't even work.
Hey, why does it not work? What? Hey, wait, give me a second. Technical
What was that cut?
And we are back.
It cracks me up every time. But wait, there's more.
Let's go. And now we are back, boys.
Even cheating, this kid is just terrible at the game. You gotta love how an actual professional speedrunner would probably kill the dragon quicker than this floating goofball.
Dragon is running away from us, guys. Look, he's such a coward.
And they're shooting arrows at the dragon while she's perched. This is just painful to watch. Luckily though, the end of the speedrun is the icing on the cake.
And we're back, guys. Oh my god, we beat the dragon. Holy shit.
Whoa, buddy, my videos are family friendly. No cursing here, come on.
Okay.
I really want to believe that this speedrun is legitimate because it is extremely professional. They have a timer, they have the tick rate updated, which means they're probably an experienced tool-assisted speedrunner, but just watch the speedrun, it's wacky. They dig straight down, finding a buried treasure chest, and it does look very normal. They take 6 iron ingots, 2 blocks of TNT, and craft a pressure plate. The speedrunner builds back up, and they get very lucky by finding a village.
Come on. Ah, dang it, I lost some time in the water.
See what I mean though? This guy seems like a very professional speedrunner. Well, hold on to your socks. The speedrunner then starts looting the village.
Oak saplings are super overpowered.
Believe it or not, this single oak sapling is the key to this entire speedrun. They finish grabbing 4 beds, then they use their TNT and pressure plate to blow up a house. A very efficient speedrunning strategy for getting cobblestone. Then, after the speedrunner gets their cobblestone, they build the portal. Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Make the portal, and boom.
They really had us in the first half. You're probably thinking, now that he's in the nether, the speedrunner's probably looking for a nether fortress or a bastion. But, just roll the clip.
Alright, there we go. Pretty lucky that I got that cave.
Well, that all happened very quickly. Luckily, the dragon begins to perch, and remember what the speedrunner said earlier about oak saplings? Well...
Run is so bad, alright? I can just finish it up. That was garbage. Woo, world record number like 17.
I am convinced this man is responsible for every submission on speedrun.com. To give you an idea of what to expect for this next speedrun, this is its thumbnail. Is Minecraft Steve okay?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
He was in creative, but he switched back to survival before starting the speedrun, so I'll give him a chance here.
We're gonna be speedrunning Minecraft, and this is totally real. So, oh wow, what is this? I think we found the rarest structure in Minecraft.
Actually though, I've never seen the structure before.
No way, guys. I think we just got the rarest structure in the game.
You know, it's just a hunch, but I think this is the rarest structure in Minecraft. The speedrunner casually acquired more weapons than FPS Russia, but now they're just stuck in this bottomless pit. Oh, I mean the rare structure in Minecraft. And it is embarrassing how they get out of it.
Anyway,
Like I said, as long as he goes back to survival mode, it's fair game, right?
No way, bro. There was a full ender portal right here.
So the speedrunner uses the nether portal, and wait a second. What in the world is MSWP? Missouri State Water Patrol? No, that can't be it. Montessori School of Washington Park? No, wait a second, I got it, of course. It's Minecraft Super Wumbo Party. So they get to the nether, and it looks like they got a special mystery gift from Herobrine himself.
No way! Thank you, Herobrine, you're so cool.
The speedrunner returns to the overworld with their miraculous loot, and these next few moments are so ridiculously goofy.
No way, guys. We got 1 in a trillion chance.
I'm not really sure how the guns and endless diamonds are adding to this speedrun, but out of all the ways this guy could have cheated, this is how he decides to.
Ooh, no way. Why were there just ender pearls right here? Huh? Killed the dragon for you, Herobrine? That means we got the world record.
Alright, I guess if you want the new world record, just call up your old pal Herobrine.
Please subscribe and watch more of my videos.